Hi, I welcome you to AB Math Education. Today we are going to look at SAT Math test, the calculator option, and no multiple choice. Here you have to work it out and write down the answer. If today is your first time, please go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and leave us a comment. Question number 31. This is a rate question or proportional question. So we have a limestone that grew in the length at the rate of 1/8 millimeter per year. Can say 1/8 millimeter per year is like a ratio, so 1 year. So at this rate, how many years would it take for this stalactite to grow a total of 4.0 millimeter? Is corresponded to 4 millimeter is to x. We don't know the x years, so you can set it up as 1/8 corresponded to 1 year. Therefore, 4 millimeter will be what? It will be more. So if more, let's divide. So here is just going to be 4 divided by 1/8 times 1 year, which in turn is going to be a whole number divided by a fraction, which is going to be the number you keep, and then the division become multiplication and you flip, so you get 32. Yeah, so that's one way that you can do it. In case, or one can also consider that you can say 1/8 map onto 1, and I have to be equivalent to 4 map onto x. So here you have 1/8 all divided by 1 equals to 4/x. You cross multiply and you get x/8 equals to 4. You cross multiply again because there is another fractional in it, so yeah, and you realize that x times 1 is x, and 8 times 4 is 32. So whichever way you do, whichever one that you like, you go by that. Question number 32. They want us to find the solution set of this system, and then they want us to find the value of x. So here you look at it, we have a whole lot of method of solving system of equation by matrices, by substitution, and by elimination. Here, elimination method is good because we have 1y here and -1y here. So if we add it, we can able to get rid of the y and solve for x. So we have x plus y equals to 10 equals to 4. We add it all together here, give us 2x. Here becomes 0, and here becomes 14. Tada, you're done, because they were looking for that one. Somebody can also do the substitution. So try the substitution. You solve for x, and then you double the number, and you realize that you will get 14. Here is a radical equation, and they want us to solve for this. So it's 3 methods of solving radical equation. First of all, you isolate the radical, and then you square and you solve for the variable. Okay, so here we want to isolate the radical. It's been attached by 10, so you subtract 10 on both sides. So minus 10 and minus 10. And when you do that, you get 3 equals to 12. So the radical have not been isolated, so you have to get rid of the 3. It's been multiplied, so opposite of multiplication, you divide. This goes away, and now it's being isolated. So the next step is that you have to square to remove the square root. So you square here, this goes away, and you get 16. In the normal circumstance, you could have go on and solve for the variable, but here, look at that. They just want us to solve for the value of x minus 1. So you're done. So the answer is 16. So we have been given a table, and we have been given a range. Okay. So for how many laps was the average speed greater than or equals to 150? So the whole question is here. So looking at the speed, where was it greater or equals to 150. Look at here, this one was less than 150. It said they have to be equal, so here wasn't. So from here, so you have to look at these figures. So the lapse was this number here, this. So you just add the numbers together to get your answer. The average speed that was greater or equals to 150 is 57 plus 52 plus 35. So that gives us 144 as an answer. So you look at the table, and now they are talking about the mean. So we are going to find the mean for Aditi and Bella. So the average for Aditi is just 4.2 plus 3.8 plus 3.2 plus 4.0 plus 4.3 all over, you count the individual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So this is a calculator active, so you can use a calculator to go quick. You add all of them up, you get 19.5, and you divide it by 5. That gives you 3.9. Now let's find the Bella average. That's x plus. So that's 4.4 plus 3.7 plus 3.8 plus 4.6, all divided by 5. So that's give us 16.5 plus x, all on 5. Now let's go back to the question. It said that the mean distance of Bella attempt was 0.3 greater than the distance for Aditi's attempt. So here going to add, so we got 16.5 plus x, all on 5, plus 0.3, and that must be equals to 3.9. You're going to solve for x. That's what we're looking for. So we subtract both sides by 0.3. So subtract, and here it's turned into 0. You get 16.5 plus x on 5 equals to 3.6. You want to solve for x, so you multiply both sides by 5. So here times 5 and here by 5, so that the 5 will go away. Let me bring it over here. So now we got 16.5 plus x is equals to 18, and you want to solve for x, so you subtract both sides by 16.5, and then the x give you 1.5 here. So the answer is going to be 1.5. X is equals to 1.5. And we have been given this equation of a line, and they want us to find the x coordinate, which is at x-axis. It looked like one of the multiple choice that we saw. At x-intercept, y is equals to 0. That have to come into your mind. So at x-intercepts, y is equals to 0. So if that is the case, we're going to get 5 on 4x. It's going to be 2, 3. Here is going to be 0. So here you cross multiply. Cross to 1. Every number is, so you cross multiply. You get 5x equals to 4. Divide both sides by 5. And you get 4 over 5. The x coordinate is going to be 4 over 5. What is the perimeter of a equilateral triangle? All sizes are the same. So you draw your equilateral triangle, and then they are talking about a height. So the height is a perpendicular. It have to be a 90 degrees. So here you draw your perpendicular height, and that height going for 5, 3. What you have to know is that equilateral triangle is equal size, so all the angles are the same. So we're gonna get 60 here, 60 here, here is going to be 60, but it has been divided into 2 equal parts. So here is 30 and here is 30. You can use, they want us to find the perimeter, so they want us to find the surroundings here. So what you could do is that you can use the trig ratios to find one of the side here. Once you find it, that's it. But if you also know the special right triangle, because this is a special right triangle, and it's 30 tag 60 tag 90, and you know the ratios. The ratios tells you that here is 1, and then here is going to be 1√3, and here is going to be twice. If you know that one too, that will speed you up for you to do this kind of question really quick. Always look at the opposite. The 60 is giving you 5√3. So once you get that, the number in front is there, 30, and then the twice of that is the 90. So you realize that here is going to be the 90, here is going to be 10, and here is going to be 10, and obviously here is going to be 10, and then you can see that the perimeter is just going to be 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is going to be 30. You can also use the trig ratios, the Caculator, to find this here, because that's what we are interested in. And here is 60, and you're looking at here, so you have opposite, and you're looking for hypotenuse, so you have to use your sine. So you will say sine 60 is equals to opposite, which is 5√3, and here you don't know, you can call it x. So as you're looking for x here, you will just drag it here and drag this one here. So the x is going to be 5√3 sine 60. And you pick your calculator and you do that, and make sure your calculator mode is in degree, because you're dealing with a degree. And if you do it right, you will see that you will get 10. Everywhere is 10, so you add it all together and you will get your 30. So that's the two methods that you can able to use to solve this. In the system of the equation shown, a is a positive constant, for which of the value of a does the system have exactly one distinct real solution. So for us to have a solution for a system, that means the two of them have to be equal. So let's go ahead and equate. -3 must be equals to x squared plus 10x plus a. Here they make mention that a is a constant, so let's go ahead and bring the 3 over here. So we are going to add 3 here, and we are adding 3 here. 0 x squared plus 10x plus a plus 3. So this is together. Okay, so if you want, you can write it as x squared. You can swap it, because that's what most of the students are used to, equals to 0. We can look at the quadratic formula. We don't really need it, but I want to show you something here. In the quadratic formula, we have these two pieces together, and this b squared minus 4ac. That's what we call it, the discriminant. The discriminant is the one that tells you, are you going to have exactly one real solution, or two real solution, or no real solution. And you have to know that we have done a video on that. Go through my playlist and you can able to understand more, because most of the SAT, they like crazy quadratic equations, so you have to be on top of that. So for us to have one real solution, that means this have to be equals to 0. So you're going to look at this equation, and here is your A, B, and C, and that have to be equals to 0 for you to get a real solution. So that will help us to find our A. Our A is equals to 1, our B is equals to 10, and a C is equals to A plus 3. So we are plugging into the formula. We get 10 squared minus 4. And the a is 1. C is a plus 3. And that have to be equals to 0. So we get 100 minus 4. So 4 times a plus 3 must be equals to 0. So we get 100 minus 4a minus 12 equals to 0. We can bring this one closer to this 100. And let's take the 4a other side, so it becomes positive. And here becomes 88 equals to 4a. We divide both sides by 4, and that gives us the a to be 22. So for this system to be giving us exactly one distinct real solution, the a has to be equals to 22, and that solved the question. Thank you for being here. Please go ahead, subscribe, like it, and share, and leave us a comment. See you in the next video.